So, Ricky, there's a lot in the news right now. We've got Zoran Mondani just got elected. The Epstein files are coming out, and apparently Trump
supposedly
sucked Bill Clinton's dick or something. Like there's something like that.
Did you hear 25% of, I don't know, the national debt or whatever is gone, apparently, according to Trump?
Sure.
25% just gone. Wiped out.
So
amazing.
There's just a lot of like important topical current events I think that we could talk about, and so I figured we'd start with the most important one, which is that the Mario Galaxy movie trailer came out, and so I wanted to invite you to watch along and maybe do a quick cover of that. Okay. I'm assuming you might have seen it already, but it's only a couple minutes, so I figure it can be a nice gentle way to start the episode instead of talking about any of those other things.
You're going to hear me tip-tapping on the keyboard.
That's okay. I'm hearing my cat tip-tapping in his litter box, making fucking sandcastles, so it's digging for gold.
I'm going to look it up on YouTube.
Do it.
The Mario Galaxy movie trailer.
And the watchers are invited to watch along, too.
Watch along
yep.
as well.
Yeah, it should be 2:24. 2 minutes, 24 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Are we starting at the same time?
I mean, we can.
Count us down.
Yeah. Just like in the podcast, yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1, start.
All right, well, I started late, so I fucked that up already immediately.
That's all right. All right, it's vibes-based. So, I don't know if you've seen any discourse about it, but, like, there's a lot of, like, blending of the elements here. Like, there's, like, different games being kind of invoked throughout this whole trailer. Obviously, the painting is so reminiscent of Sunshine. But then, it opens with this cute Bowser thing.
I would love a little Bowser as a pet.
Right? He's cute.
Yeah.
These fucking guys. I don't mind Charlie Day as Luigi. Mario, Chris Pratt, I haven't come around on.
I feel that. Mario would not say that. He would not say that.
No, it's trash. No, yeah, that's the thing. Luigi, I feel like, is characterized well in these movies, but Mario is not. Like, he's too DreamWorks, whatever, pilled, like, sarcastic.
Yeah.
Also, I'm slightly annoyed that Bowser's Castle is not, like, designed more with, like, plants and shit from the games. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, weird shit in this that doesn't feel like Mario. Like, yeah.
I felt
just
that
like
same
little
way about the
accoutrements.
first movie, like...
Yeah. It had the vibe at times, but not... Like, the details felt off. Like, this pisses me off. The Tostarena part pisses me off because their outfits are wrong. So, again, we've got Sunshine elements with Bowser Jr., but then he's got, like, his power-up form from Mario Wonder, which is really weird. Like, that they're already putting Mario Wonder shit in here.
Now, aren't there a lot of Bowser Jr.'s?
No, you're thinking of the Koopalings. You're thinking of the Koopalings. Yeah. Which, thank God that those bitches are not in here, because they suck. They're so awful. I do like, this is an actual villain from Mario Galaxy that she's fighting, like Rosalina's fighting. So that's cool. I like her design. I feel like she looks better than Peach or any of the others.
Yeah,
but, But,
she's got the I don't know, white hair here.
She kind of does. But I know, so Galaxy is it your favorite Mario game too? Or,
it's up there. It's one of the few that I've played all the way through, like, by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's fair.
So I think that does kind of put it up there for me. Yeah. It was just, that one was really
It's a good game.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
I just went so I'm laid up with this is my first leg episode that we've recorded. Oh, yeah. So, post-surgery. So, over the last week, I basically spent one day while I was, like, resting, just playing Mario Galaxy 2 front to back, like, all in one day, which was crazy. I'd never beaten it. I'd never played it again since I was a kid either. And it just lacks so much that Galaxy 1, like, I think the game design is, like, some of the level design is more fun in 2, but, like, Galaxy 1 just has that fucking juice. Like, it's just better.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Galaxy 1, like, felt very... Just because of the whole, like, physics engine, I guess I'll call it, like...
Yeah.
It felt so game-breakingly new. I mean, game-breaking in the sense of, like, it broke out of, like, what the previous games had done.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, that game was so awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't play through, I watched Tori play through all of, World, I think it was? The one where...
The older one?
No, it's one that it's, well, not, like, new.
Odyssey?
It was during, I think,
This for the Switch.
It was Odyssey, yeah. Let's do the Odyssey.
Yeah,
yes,
fuck yeah. That's a great game.
Because I remember like, I mean, like, Zach, I think, was, like, playing through, like, the super tough parts that, like, Tori was, like, getting frustrated with, but, like, he would at certain times be like, no, like, I know you can do it, and she would get, like, mad about shit, and there was one time where, like, I think she played it, like, all through the night because, like, it was the let's do the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And then I woke up
Good level.
To hear, oh, and it was like all like Bowser Castle's levels, and like
yeah.
I walked into their room and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? There was like beat the game, and they were doing the extra like the levels afterwards and shit. Yeah.
That game goes on. I never 100%ed Odyssey because it's so, like, the post, like, game levels are really tough. They're fun, but they're hard.
That's where Zach was pulled in for. I mean, a lot of those I think were already 2-player, but then some of them, like Zach was just, like, sweating his ass off doing them. I tried a couple of them, and they were, like, just fucking crazy, but... Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's a great version of the Mario thing, which is like it's easy to learn and difficult to master, like some of that platforming stuff, where especially like the hat throwing and then like jumping and bouncing off the hat to like do a long jump over a bigger gap, like some of that shit,
the combos,
is crazy.
Yeah,
it's nuts. Yeah, so
have
you need
ever
that.
Seen like YouTubers? There's one YouTuber in particular. He does like Minecraft stuff. Small Ant, or no, he does Pokemon stuff. That's what his main stuff is. But he participates with other YouTubers in like Mario hide and seek. And so cool. Like they'll like I forget what his like one hiding spot was, but it was essentially like there was like some weird like pillar area which was like very difficult to get to, and he was just bouncing back and forth between two walls the entire time. And like someone had said, "Man, what if Smant was just down there, just, like, bouncing the whole time?" Like, wow, there's no way, right?
Yeah, no one could do that.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, like, because Mario 64 was the first one I, like, played at all. And I remember when I learned how to do a wall kick, like the jumps.
Yeah.
I remember feeling like, oh my god, like I'm a fucking elite gamer for being able to do this. Like, and I still feel like that every time I do one. Like every time I'm in a game, I'm like, I can do this with a wall kick. It's cool as hell. Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't know shit about the wall kick. I invented that shit.
They don't. I did. No one's doing it like me.
I'm out there.
But yeah, so they've released other like stills and stuff for this movie. I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably going to be just as good, which is to say pretty bad as the first one for Galaxy. But hopefully it will be boosted by having like more interesting worlds. Like they can kind of get some of that like initial like introduction to whatever stuff out of the way. Like, I don't know, the story can't be that interesting because why would it be? But, you know, it'll be something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The story can't be that interesting, right?
No, well, it's a kid's movie, and Mario doesn't have exactly the most compelling story. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm going to Mario for the fucking rich storytelling here. Like, that's not what we're doing. We should do an episode on it. We should.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
When does it come out?
We'll get Psy on it. March.
Okay.
So, yeah. Probably spring break or something around those times.
Spring break! Yeah.
Spring break. We should do a spring breakers episode. That'd be really
we
funny.
Should not. That sounds
You're
horrible.
right, we shouldn't. This is We Want to Watch. My name is Lane.
My name's Ricky.
And this is a podcast where we talk about movies we wanted to watch. And this
and
week
movies
was
that we
a
don't
Lane's
watch.
frame. True, like Beyond the Sea or the Spring Break.
Spring Break.
Or is there a third movie that we definitely don't? Oh, The Whale. We don't want to watch The Whale.
Yeah,
but I think I'm going to make us watch The Whale at some point soon.
That's crazy, bro.
It's just, it's like burning in my back pocket. I'm like, we could just fucking shit on a movie. It could be so fun.
Can we do that? Can we at least do, maybe not a double feature, but like, have a decent have a fun Brendan Fraser movie, like, on either side of it?
Yeah, we'll watch Killers of the Flower Moon, where he's in it for like 2 minutes.
Shit! Yeah, I didn't even know he was in that. Okay.
Yeah, he's in it for like literally 5 minutes, not even, maybe 3.
That's a Scorsese.
So he has like maybe
guy.
4 lines. Yeah, our guy that we've never done a movie for.
Wow.
But no, this week was Elaine's frame. We watched Happy Go Lucky from 2008. Directed by Mike Leigh. I picked this one because we had a rough few months. We had done a rough few months of movies. Not bad movies, but not fun, upbeat, light fare. We haven't done a lot of that. We've been in the trenches. Basically, since Jesse July, we've been in the fucking trenches thematically. Yeah. Clemens doesn't do a lot of happy movies. Full Metal Alchemist was not exactly happy, although it's still, but, and then, We Want a Whale. So I picked this one. It's been on my radar for a bit because it's Mike Leigh. So I've now seen 4 Mike Leigh movies, including the 2 that we've watched previously for this show, which were Secrets and Lies and Naked. And so I was like, well, this one I know is like a very different lead character than any of those other movies. Yeah. And I heard people praising it. And it just seemed like, let's just dive in and see what this is like. And I'm really glad I picked this. I fucking loved this movie. This might be one of my favorite Mike Leigh's, like probably top 2. I loved it. So, what'd you think?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was super sweet. As soon as like the intro bit, where like, sort of like dooting around the street, and then she goes in and she starts like banting with the like shopkeep, who just like doesn't give a fuck. I was like, I feel you, girl. Like, okay, like making jokes to yourself and shit. I was gonna ask why you picked this one because like growing up, I was very often told that I was like happy-go-lucky, and sometimes in like not a very nice way, and I've like never understood like how it could be something like mean or rude, I guess to say. And so watching this movie and seeing how people react to it, I'm like, oh, okay, I could see how that might affect others. Yeah. Like, I was like, all right. But yeah, I don't know. We can get more into that sort of stuff later. But yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. I one time, one of my many terrible employers, speaking of Jeffrey Epstein, no, just kidding. I'll cut that out.
That's crazy. I know who you're going to talk about too. That's nuts. Jesus. Wow.
I used to, I won't cut it out. I used to work for a CEO and he wrote emails just like Jeffrey Epstein.
On his fucking iPad.
Because apparently, on his like blown up to 400% like view iPad. No, one of my previous employers was a dentist and he was a fucking dickhead. He was actually the worst boss I'd ever had. Have we ever talked? Because we were friends. No, we weren't friends when I was working for the dentist. That was before I met you.
Yeah. If I knew you had a nitrogen hookup, I would have been like way better friends with you to begin with.
It was crazy. So I applied off of Craigslist to be like a front desk receptionist. This was in like 2018 when I was getting divorced. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll answer phones and like file shit, whatever. That's cool. I know how to operate a computer. And he was like, by the way, you're going to be my assistant too. And I think he just realized he could pay me a higher wage.
Oh.
but pay less than having two separate people. So
yeah.
So instead of having like an assistant and a receptionist, he combined the two. I have, to be clear, no experience in a medical setting or anything. But on like day one, I was wearing gloves, putting shit in people's mouths. It was fucking crazy. I was like deeply uncomfortable.
No. Yeah.
It was nuts. Yeah. But he was a fucking asshole. But to be clear, I was making $18 an hour, which in 2018, when I was broke, I was like, that's not bad.
That's really not bad at all. Yeah.
But he was just such an asshole. Like, you couldn't do anything right. And one time, his like computer chairs, everything was fucking old as shit. Everything was like disgusting and yellow and like hadn't been updated in 30 years. And I had on like a pair of shoes, like a pair of boots that had a buckle, like a metal buckle on them. And when I uncrossed,
an Amish style buckle on like
just like on the, it was like a pair
like
of
on the side. Oh, okay. No, I get what you're saying.
Like
yeah.
It'd be really funny though if I was like, by the way, I dress in Amish clothes.
At first, I was like,
I'm a pilgrim.
I was like, this is a crazy, like, you're burying the lead here, Leigh. Like, we need to talk about your previous fashion sense before we talk about this dickhead dentist, you know?
No, but I had my legs crossed, or like I had crossed my legs at like while I was taking a phone call, and like on the computer chair, I like tore a little piece of the fabric, and I was like, okay, but everything in this office is fucking nasty, so like whatever. The next morning he called and left a voicemail, like a long voicemail berating me, and there's a point to this story, berating me and saying that I was too stupid and excitable and I didn't realize what I was doing. And so I left. I just didn't show up again. I just walked out before he got there that day. I think about it all the time because I don't think of myself as excitable, and it was just such a weird, but I am a positive, like jokey person, like you're saying, not necessarily happy-go-lucky, but so it was just such a like, oh yeah, like people, like if you're a fucking grouch, like somebody like this would piss you the fuck off. Like someone you know?
they try to take your light from you, Lane. That's what they do out here, you know?
Well, and when I first started watching this movie, I definitely was like, okay, she would probably annoy me a little bit if I were to know her in real life, but like I like her as a character. And then as the movie went on and I saw her dealing with different like conflict and stuff, I was like, oh, actually I relate to this character really deeply. Like I really, you know, I don't know if you felt the same way, but I found it very interesting.
No, I mean, I thought she was superhuman and like, or not superhuman, but I thought she was, you know, a superhuman. Yeah.
Very complex. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. In a lot of ways, I think she kind of reminded me of Psy. Just because.
Hell yeah.
Like he is like, to me, the definition of like happy go, because like I've definitely sort of like toned down a lot over the years. Shout out Psy.
Yeah.
But I've definitely toned down a lot over the years where like, I understand that like I do need to be very like serious in certain situations, and part of that is like where I work is like it's not very conducive to a you know
at the Kremlin
particular at the Kremlin not very great for like,
not a chill
type. Yeah. So I definitely do have to tone that down a little bit. I mean, obviously like it's always preferred that like people are, you know, positive and like you can interact well with others. That's like great.
Yeah, but you can't be goofy.
Yes, you can't be goofy.
Certain jobs, right.
And even just like even if you're competent, by being goofy, people will assume that you're not. And that can be a very dangerous assumption to like let other people make. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, so I've definitely had to sort of curtail that a bit, but I love being goofy. I love being silly. I love, you know, having whimsy, like,
a little joie de vivre. Yeah. Like,
anyone for some joie de vivre? Anyone? No? Okay. All right.
No, and so, but I think this movie, because, right, like, she isn't the most likable off the bat, right? Like, there are situations that she's, like, kind of obnoxious in. Complimentary, right? Like, you know, like the dance lesson, like she's definitely being
that was
a little
bit
rude,
much. Yeah,
you know, but like at the same time, I think it's so refreshing to see a character like this not portrayed in a negative light, portrayed with flaws, kind of like in Naked or in Secrets and Lies or in Hard Truths, which is this third Mike Leigh movie I had seen before this one. We haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But all of those movies feature characters that are varying degrees of likability, but, sympathetic and even, and very human and complex. And I'm not saying anything like groundbreaking here, I don't think, but just to see a female character portrayed like ditzy or what, quote unquote, whatever, but like, just like, yeah, in this way that does not villainize her or make it seem like she's an idiot, but still like, has a flaw, is just such a brilliant thing, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call her ditzy, to be honest with you, because like I've always heard that with like very negative connotations.
Yeah,
and like
I don't think so either. Yeah,
yeah. I just wouldn't like. I mean, I could see certain people saying that about her, right? But like I don't know. That's not. Yeah.
No, I mean she shows like consistently, and this is written by Mike Leigh too. I think all of these movies of his are. I think that's his thing is to write and direct, and so. I think there's very careful attention in the situations that she's shown in where she does show that she can take things seriously, even if she's going to approach them with, like
levity,
levity or an open mind or not internalizing things. So,
she's also
the
able
situations
to, like, brush off a lot of things, which,
right.
Like, especially, like, I don't know, it's very easy to take issue with people, especially when people take issue with you and, or, like, take issue with you having a good mood, right? Like, that always really kind of gets under my skin. Like, when someone's like, oh, like, what are you so happy about? It's like, motherfucker, what are you so mad about? Like shit has not happened yet, right? But, like, that always really gets to me, because it's like, people, especially, like, people in their unhappiness love to make others unhappy. And it's like, dude, like, what's your fucking problem, man? Like, you're gonna see someone happy and then, like, get mad at them over it?
Shit
like,
on it.
Yeah.
Well, and I do think that there is something where there are definitely people who pretend to be fine and happy as a mask, and then there are people who are genuinely, like, just, like, fine and, like, at a level set. Like, I do think that some of that tendency, some of it is definitely, like, you're jealous, like you're mad that you're mad, but like also I do think that the people, like, I know I've encountered people who like will pretend, oh, everything's fine, but you can tell that they're actually mad, like that's a thing. So I can understand some of that guardedness or but it is also like you gotta pick, you gotta know the difference, know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
I'm always saying that.
I'm gonna make this week's episode the Snapchat that I sent you guys from Mario Galaxy that was the Luma, the purple fucking Luma, the fat Luma.
I love the Lumas.
I'll make it that. But no, all of the different conflicts that she's placed in, and like this movie is very episodic, which I think I like too, and I imagine you do as well. Yeah. So you get to see her in all these different situations, and even just seeing her character growth, I think, from the beginning to the end. I mean, she doesn't necessarily change who she is, but you do see her maybe kind of grow a little bit more, maybe resiliency, or like she comes away seeming a little bit more, like knowing or kind of like resolute in who she is, maybe.
I don't know. I kind of got not the opposite, but like, I don't know how much she grew during this as much as we got to see her deal with different situations, right? Like, we just see like the depth of her character, right? Like, she doesn't really change. I don't
That's
think
what I mean.
Really changes at all, right? Like,
I don't think she changes. I think the change isn't in her personality. Her change is in her determination to be herself. Like, or not determination, but like reinforcement,
Okay, yeah.
Of that.
Yeah, because she seems pretty unabashedly herself throughout the whole film, and like
that's what I mean.
Several times, and like very different like types of social situations where like people sort of like I mean, even down to like right at the very beginning, right? The guy is like sort of very nonplussed about her being in the story, and kind of blowing her off, and she's like, all right, well, like. Have a good one then. And she totters off, right?
See ya, governor. Or whatever she says.
Yeah. She says something cheeky. But like, she does the same thing when, like, her little sister is, like, you know, like, oh, you need to buckle down and take things seriously. And she's like, all right, well, you know, I am taking things seriously. Like, right, let's go have fun tomorrow and chill out. She does the same thing with Scott, you know, and him being a little fucking weirdo. Like, I mean,
well, that's the moment where I realized, like, oh, actually, I really relate to this character. Is when she is sitting with, Zoe and the other teacher friend. Is it the black woman that they sit down at a bar and they're talking, and it's not like a tense conversation, but there are disagreements happening. And it's not a serious conflict or anything, but they're just talking. I forget exactly what the conversation is about, but they're like...
Was that when they were talking about the driving test and stuff? Because, like, I remember the one, she made a joke about, like, the rear view mirrors, and she was like, oh, like, check your blind spot, and she did, like, a little, like...
No,
later
it's...
Or earlier?
It's in that scene, but it's when they're talking about kids on their iPads, or on their PlayStations, or whatever, to date this movie.
Yeah.
And... they're kind of like going around, and they each have, like, Zoe and the other friend are all like, they're kind of like putting out these opinions on, like, oh yeah, it's terrible, these parents, they just let their kids do whatever. Oh, but then, they have a hard day or a hard week and they got to come home and watch their kids too. Like they're kind of going back and forth and, like, just talking out, like, the problems about this whatever issue. Mm-hmm. And Poppy, her character, like, doesn't necessarily agree with everything that is being said, like, not in, like, a passive or, like, whatever, like cowardly way, but in a, like, offering like, an empathetic, like, bridge to each, statement, if that makes sense.
Yeah. She does a good job of disagreeing without, like, especially without demeaning the other person, but without, like, outright saying, like, oh, you're wrong. It's just like, well, that's true, but also, Yeah,
I don't think she even but also. She kind of just says, like, yeah, it's really hard right now. Oh, it is. It's terrible what these kids are going through. She kind of, like, just goes, like, she does this, like, I don't want to say, it's not like she's acquiescing, but she's just, like, empathizing with what people are saying. And throughout the whole movie, then, in all of those conversations, like, even the brief ones where it's like, oh, what's your, daughter up to? Or, whatever, like, she's having these very empathetic conversations where she's truly reflecting back to the person and, like, deeply listening, but she's still doing her thing. Like, she's still being, like, chipper and silly and jokey, but she's, managing this, like, this banter at the same time as being, like, a good friend and a good listener. And so, that was really striking to hear the way that was written in every scene. Even with Scott, she, like, toward the end, it, falls off a little bit and she kind of, like, tries to steer conversations in a different direction. But, in the beginning, she's very, like, okay, yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, it is funny how accepting she is of Scott. And especially when I was talking about, like, how she sort of, like,
until the racism
stuff off.
Yeah.
Well, even with the racism, she was like, are you joking? Or, like, are you mad?
Yeah.
And, like, she kind of, like, I don't want to say, because it's not even, like, a light amount of pushback. She, like, very clearly goes, like, like, listen, buddy, like,
you're not for real, right?
yeah. Like, this isn't
Walk
like, an actual
back.
Conversation. Yeah. But, like, and I feel like that is super tough, especially when you're in, like, a situation where someone has that, like, power dynamic on you, right? Where it's like, okay, well, like, this is someone who's, like, who I'm paying, right, to teach me something, you know?
Right.
And it even, I don't know, it's funny how she chooses to hold her tongue in their very first conversation. I don't know if you picked up on this, but it was, like, really tongue-in-cheek, a lot of, like, just because of, like, the way that he's talking to her. And he's like, you need to be very serious, all right? Like, I'm a teacher, I know these things. Like, this is what good teachers do.
Ricky has been fucking waiting for days to roll out this accent. Ricky has been he's been sitting there fucking rubbing his palms together.
It's stewed, and I don't know. I hope it's gotten better with time. I feel like it's gotten worse because I haven't heard his fucking voice in so long.
That's okay, you're doing great.
But yeah, he was like, because he went through, like, this whole thing about, like, oh, like, what teachers have to do, and, like, he's like, I'm a good teacher. I'm at Ra, okay, I've got the pyramids here.
And Raha.
Giza, and Raha, and Raha, that's what it was, yeah, and Raha. Check your mirrors, side mirrors, but it was that very first convo where, he's sort of saying, like, oh, like, this is what teachers are, this is what they have to do, and she's like, oh, really? Right. Okay, that's cool, that's fun, that's nice.
Yeah, because she's like, just like, okay, I'm gonna humor this guy, like, whatever,
And then it takes, like, until the very end of the combo, where he's like, alright, what is it you do then, Because, like, I think, he was ribbing her about the heels. Because he's like, you're not going to wear heels in my car. I can't say either of those words in a British accent. In my automobile. But yeah. And she was essentially like,
it bad.
I am. It's getting worse with time. And he was like, oh, like, I could go into, like, your nightclub or wherever. Like, he immediately starts demeaning her with, like, oh, like whatever it is you do, you know, like, going out to the bar, working at a bar or something. And he's like, I don't go there. Yeah. You know, with improper footwear. He's like, so what is it you do? And she's like, yeah, I'm an actual, not an actual teacher. I don't want to demean driving instructors, but yeah. But she's like, well, I'm a teacher, right? Like, I teach grade school. And he was like, oh, all right then. Like, he's sort of like it's just, he's so, like, soundly thrashed there without her, like, ever
even doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already dead. Yeah, from that first, and he can't take it. He can't take that she put him in his place so, like, effortlessly. So, I think
he kind of likes it too, though. But anyway, yeah.
So her outfits are so 2008 or whatever, like so, like, mid millennial. So that's fun. Like, just like the bangles, like when she's. During the sex scene when she takes the bangle, like the bracelets off, and she like dumps them, is so funny and cute. But, like, her outfits are so of that time period, and, like, of, you know, just, like, very evocative, like, of a teacher even from that time period. Like, and so it's really funny that he, you know, basically is like, you've got fuck me heels on or whatever, as if she's got, like, these, which, like, no shade to the style, but though I've always thought that style of boots are so fucking ugly. And so every time, like, I hear, like, and this happens, you know, it's not, of course, women get blamed for no matter what they're wearing. Men will, you know, say that they're trying to seduce them. But it is really funny that those boots, which are so, like, unattractive and really not like what you think of when you think of, like, sexy shoes. It's such a funny detail. Like, she's dressed like a teacher. Like, she's dressed like an English teacher, like a crazy kooky art teacher. Or, and, like, you know, it's a good touch.
Not like a young one. Like, you know how, like, I don't know, some teachers try to be, like, young and hip or whatever. It's like, no.
She's very kooky.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Her, like, short skirts are, like, hitting her knee.
Yeah. When he starts, when he was like, oh, like, you're wearing these short skirts, it's gotten worse. The accent's completely
I don't know where you're going. You've gone, like, Cockney.
But, like, he's like, oh, like, you got, like, the short skirts, and, like, he's like, you've got these low-cut tops with, like, your tits out, and I was like, bro, she does not, though. Like, she's, like, very clearly covered up, like, every single time.
She wears pantyhose. She's wearing tights in every scene. She has, like, a color set of tights on, which are, like...
It was like, bro, like... And I don't want to say that she's dressing, like, modestly, but, like, she is not showing much skin.
She's, like, very,
at all,
like,
right?
average. She's dressed like a normal woman.
Right.
So it's a good touch, I think.
I was gonna say, like, fashion has not changed that much between, like, now and then. I mean, I think it has, but, like, in some ways
it has. But like, those markers, like, visual markers of, like, this is a kooky teacher. This is, like, a hip person, but not like a slut, like, that's not like club wear or whatever, you know. She's wearing different stuff in the beginning, you know, like when they're at the club going dancing and stuff. So it's very clear that that's not what's being implied.
Even their like club outfits, like, are all very, like, quite modest, like, especially compared to, like, what I would see as like a club outfit today, right? Like,
some of the shit I have worn
so wildly different.
She's got on, like, cardigans and shit. Well, and it's just her outfits are also, like, a great extension of her personality because they're kind of obnoxious. Complimentary. Like, she's got, like, loud earrings and, like, these loud boots and, like, her
the bangles, just like you,
yes, the fucking bangling bracelets. Yeah, I am holding my hands up doing this. No, so it's fun. It's cool.
So something that really struck me during this movie, and I kind of wanted to bring up,
You
and
got
I think
struck by this movie? This movie hit you?
it did.
That's
yeah.
crazy. Like
I
with a
wanted to talk
car?
about
Like
this.
was it her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the movie me. No.
I am cutting that. I am cutting that out.
Allegedly. No, but yeah. So, and this is only because the last pod that we did was Begonia, and we mentioned in that movie about how it has certain cultural signifiers which like really identify it for like this like period in time.
Yeah.
And something that really kind of struck me was a lot of like the conspiracy brain takes that Scott has, and like the really misogynistic.
Yes, I thought so too.
Like what would currently be labeled as incel like behavior.
Incel.
But it's, I mean, it is really just like blanket like misogyny, racism, right? Which have like a very convenient title now. But it's funny how much, like in some, like looking at Begonia, you're like, oh, like that, like like the way that they like handle certain things, like very much so marks it in this period of time. But watching this movie, I'm like
post Gamergate time, Whereas this is like old school Alex Jones, like AJ stuff, like
even then, it's like there's still stuff where I'm like, all right, well, if you were not very familiar with the culture of like the 2000s and you watched this movie, you could very easily believe it was from like post 2012, right? Like I feel like, which I guess is only like 5 or 5 years,
5 years, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but it doesn't feel. I mean, it's kind of tough to like say like how it would look looking back, but I don't feel like it would feel dated, especially like specifically because of that, and so like it makes me wonder how, because you brought up how well Begonia is going to hold up, and especially like in regards to sort of a lot of like the very specific things that they sort of call out, and I feel like it'd fall under that same sort of bracket of like, oh, okay, that was like the crazy conspiracy guy at the time, you know.
Well, I think too, this movie might even feel a little older than it is, because this is like right before the financial crisis, post invasion of Iraq. Obama hadn't been elected yet. Right. So it's like all of those things are kind of in the ether. So I feel like this movie feels even just like a little bit earlier. Now I can't speak to like English culture as much, but like, when I think of the cultural signifiers of the time that would be informing this, it's a dark time, right? People are depressed. Yeah. People are fucking like economically hurting. Like the war is happening, like all of that shit. But it is mainstreaming of like Nazism, pre-Obama era racism, like all of that stuff. So it's kind of like right on the precipice of that. Yeah. So it's almost more of like an Iraq War era movie than it is like financial crisis than it is 2008 and forward. I don't know.
Yeah,
and I think that's an interesting, because she's like confronted by. We haven't talked about it, but she has this encounter with like a homeless man or a tramp. And, the way that plays out has so much empathy and like seriousness to it and nuance that, I feel like is maybe a little bit foreshadowing of that like economic like issue or what am I trying to say? Like it feels very poignant and timely. Now it feels timely now too, of course, like from like a mental health angle, even more so, which I feel like wasn't as big of a piece of the conversation back then, like mental health and homelessness, but or economic destitution. So it's interesting that you bring that up.
Yeah. And I was going to say for the homeless scene, she approaches it with and like we talked about how she sort of stays the same. She's like willing to be herself. She does approach, because she approaches the guy with like a certain like feeling of levity and like a certain amount of like willing to banter with him, even though
like curiosity almost. Right.
And in a very maybe not loving, warm way. I don't know, like a forgiving way, right?
A caring way.
A caring way. Yeah.
Sure.
It doesn't feel it doesn't feel mocking. It doesn't feel like she's talking down to him, and it doesn't feel like she's like. And I feel like this is probably like one of the worst things to come out of internet culture, but like the if you know what lolcows are, like the idea that there are people that you can, that you can like make fun of, and I mean, there's a lot of them, but like, I have friends who will send me stuff sometimes of like the World of T-shirts guy, and it's like, that is not funny to me. Like I've had like very serious conversations with friends where I'm like, listen guys, like this is not funny. This is just mocking someone who is like, I don't know what issues they have, but like they obviously have some problems, like in life in general.
At some point it
and,
becomes less. It's just not funny anymore. Like, you know,
I don't find like any of it funny. And like I've talked before about how like I get weirded out even like walking by like a house and seeing like into like their kitchen or something, and like when people are like eating, it's like weird to me to be able to like touch that person, like portion of a person's life, and so like I feel that so much worse when like you see people in these situations where it's like they're
crashing out,
right, they're having like a mental breakdown in some way, right? And it's like it's obvious that like this is not like their normal state, right?
Right, or like any person's normal state,
or any person's normal state,
like, like anyone put under a microscope on the internet by hundreds or thousands of people for years. Like, you know, there are definitely like prolific people on the internet who fit that definition, and it's like, of course they're going to be fucking insane and like, you know, do crazy, like bad shit. Like they're, you know, and it's not to like excuse it, but it is like, you guys are doing it on purpose. Like you're, and it's
they
not
go
funny.
them on,
it's just
like,
you know,
like,
they do it. Yeah, it's
this,
to incite. Right. Yeah.
Because like you create this like incentive structure essentially where it's like, all right, well, like they're getting some form of money, but at the same time, it's feeding into their bad behaviors and it's making them act out more and more, and like I'll say like give in to like the mask of like whoever it is, right? Yeah. And so to see something like before
all of that,
like before that could even really be a thing, right? You know, with social media.
Well,
I mean, and I'm not saying that it was never a thing, but like,
it's different.
It took different forms.
Well, because like the people, like I think of like if you're, you know, not to get all like you're wrong about pilled whatever, but like I don't know if you ever know about that podcast, but you're fine. But just like you think of like the wronged women of the 90s, right? And like Monica Lewinsky is like probably the, you know what I mean? Like a version of that, but you didn't, because social media wasn't a thing. It's not like any random group of hundreds of people could like elevate, you know, some random person off the street or like some weirdo, I mean that neutrally, like doing weirdo things, like that couldn't rise to the level of like regional or national attention in the same way. But there were still people, it's just now that the attention feels like it's been amplified onto like so many more people. Yeah, well, right, like you can be, like of course people are like obsessive about celebrities and things, but like it's a lot easier to rally a small community that would be the size of like a village to target, you know, any random person on the internet. Even without real virality or like anything like that. So,
well, they used to be sort of dispersed, right? Like, and I don't want to call them all mean people or like mean spirited, but like, I mean, you know, I think it's a very apt descriptor. And
no, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that makes them maybe a bad person. I'm saying that a little bit.
I was gonna say, if you're some, like, you know, it's one thing to be like, wow, look at what this fucking idiot did, and you send it to your friends, and then if you're like engaging in this coordinated, like years long fucking harassment campaign, like it's so different. It's so different. Even sometimes the main character of the internet thing, like of the day, like that, or like the Twitter's made, you know, like that kind of thing even sometimes bother me because it's like
essentially of people who are just
and so often it's not, you know, it's like an annoying thing or it's like a silly or like stupid thing, but it's not like something that deserves national attention to the level of like, let's get this person harassed off the internet or like fired or like, you know.
Yeah. And the worst
it's often not even like a racist or, you know, anything like that. That's what sucks.
Well, I was going to say, a lot of times it's a misogynistic thing where like it'll be just like a woman doing something, and I'm thinking in particular the like Denny's woman or something. It was like some girl, and she was like getting like food, and she did like a little dance. It was like a Koopa dance.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And like, I don't know. I again, like, I don't think that's something that was like enough to be like main character of the day. But everyone's like, oh, it's so cringe. It's so yada yada. It's like, this is someone like, literally just like excited to get food, like enjoying, you know, like a portion of their life. Like, how much of a fucking loser do you have to be to look at that and be like, oh, like, fuck her, like, oh, like, this is so dumb and cringe and stupid. It's like, bro, go and also, fucking like, find something to enjoy. Like, please. Anything.
Well, and the thing, too, is, like, you then have, like, the inverse, which is, how can you watch something that's, like, obviously meant to make you mad? Like, you're watching something, like, people are cringe baiting. Like, people cringe bait on the internet.
I hate like, that stuff, too, and, like, cringe compilations that's also and whatnot. Tough. It's like, bro, like, what are we doing here?
But, you know, if you're like, wow, this person is doing such cringy shit and they are getting all of this negative feedback and they don't seem to acknowledge that it's cringy, like, yeah, it's probably because they're doing it on purpose to get all of your fucking views. Like, how are you not seeing this? I had to stop using Instagram more or less because of that shit, because it was like my algorithm was just like, don't you want to see this cringy shit? I'm like, no, I want to see cats. I have a cat Instagram. I only want to see cat shit. Stop showing me fucking tradwife content. Stop showing me cringe content. Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
14. Anyway.
And in like in another world, right? Or like in a world set 10 years after the events of Happy Go Lucky, like that's sort of like where she would fall, you know, into like some level of like, oh, like, isn't this person like too like confident in themselves and too happy with like their situation, even though it might not live up to my personal standards? And it's like, yeah, all right, bro, like, cool. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of the let people enjoy things, like, meme. I think
me either.
Yeah. But also, let's fucking let people enjoy things, man. You know, especially life. That's all you goddamn got, right? Like, come on. Yeah, right. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. Well, and, like, let people enjoy things should be a way of excusing an individual and not a media criticism, right? Like, that's where it's like, no one is stopping you from enjoying fucking Marvel slop bullshit. Like, but I am allowed to criticize the Marvel slop bullshit. Like, you're allowed to watch it, that's fine. Cool.
I'm allowed to criticize it. Yeah. That's what's fun to me.
I enjoy.
Yeah. Let me enjoy things. Sorry.
But her interaction with the tramp is not just like a great humanizing moment in that, you know, she can obviously tell what's going on. She's not mocking him or condescending to him, but she's kind of just trying to like approach it the same way she's approached every other conversation, which is, I'm going to kind of mirror back to the person what they're saying. I'm trying to build like a common understanding so we know what's going on. I'm keeping myself safe. I'm not going along with just any old thing, but I'm, you know, assessing the situation to make sure that this guy is also safe. And so she does this, and it's a great way of demonstrating that she's not naive, that she's not like stupid or ditzy, that she obviously knows that there's hardship and that this guy's, you know, like having a really tough go of it that night. And it just does a really good job of like keeping her, you know, illustrating her worldliness, I guess. She also makes the offhand comment at one point about that she spent time like traveling through like Southeast Asia, which you don't really hear a ton of kind of her backstory or like what her life is like. Like, you know, throughout the movie, she's actually having conversations about other people for the most part. But so that's also a kind of a nice touch of like, oh yeah, she's been around, she knows what it's like, she's, you know, like she's not just like sheltered,
she's worldly,
and, you know.
Yeah. And she does really, like, she's not self-centered, right? Like, I think one of the biggest things, like, because we don't hear much about, or the reason that we don't hear much about her is because she's fine with letting others take center stage always, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to say gassing them up, but like, you know, she's like sort of prodding them in certain ways and like, you know, making sure they're staying silly, you know, with it. So it's like, she builds bridges
in every conversation she has. And even, I don't know if you noticed this, but at the end, so when she's in the car with Scott and things start to escalate at first, and I don't know if you clocked the like camera zoom in on their faces. Like for the most part, we've been getting these like relatively wide shots of like while they're in the car driving of like, you see kind of like the whole upper body and like a lot of the car interior while they're talking. Yeah. But then when things are tense, it like cuts in on their,
right on their
really
faces.
Uncomfortable close-ups, especially of him. And
as he gets redder and redder.
So,
yeah.
Crazy. Gingers, I guess can just do that. I don't know. It's not just like if you're a redheaded or like a blonde actor, you can just do that. It's so tense and like you're like really afraid. Like I was afraid. I kind of thought like, okay, this movie might get like dark, but I don't think it'll like have anything like really violent or like really depressing happen. And so during that scene, not so much with the tramp scene, but like with Scott at the end, I was like, oh, is he gonna like really like hurt her or something?
That was
so all of that, the fear, right? Because like I'm like, this guy wrote naked, like anything could fucking happen.
Yeah. I didn't think anything was going to happen, but that scene definitely felt a lot more tense than the tramp scene, like by leagues, right? Like
yeah. But she at the very end, as she's leaving, right, and I was so, like, Chris and I were watching this, shout out Christopher, we both, like, cheered, or, like, not cheered, but, like, let out a fucking deep sigh when he's like, so we'll see you next week, and she's like, no. Yeah. We're like, oh, thank God. But then when she's leaving, and she's, like, grabbing her stuff out of the back, and he's like, but I'm a good teacher, right? And she's like, yeah, I know. Which is the same thing that she says to the homeless guy. I was like, oh, okay, that's really interesting. Like cause he's like, like he's kind of whatever, repeating himself. Just a very, very interesting, use of the same phrase there. That was clever.
Well, the same time next week was also a use of the same phrase. Cause like that's what they used earlier when she had troubles like driving, like her first time behind the wheel. And then, like, he sort of, like, Scott had to calm her down a little bit, and, like, you know. Right. Although, he doesn't, again, like, he's not, or, well, not again, but, like, for the first time, he's not someone that can, like, stay very calm himself, and, like, the way that he gives instruction is not calming, it's not relaxing, and it's not built...
No.
At least the way that I would learn well. I assume the way that any person would learn well, right?
Yeah. Oh, you don't like being yelled at? Well, and that's the thing, too, like... He isn't like de-escalating when she makes the ill-advised joke and like pretends to cower and whatever from what was it that she said was around the corner? I can't remember like what crazy word they were using. But he like starts to yell and like shout at her and like, immediately give her all these commands. It's like, well, no, like that's not a good way to like de-escalate the safety situation in the car.
Yeah.
Like so he's not the whatever, like, all-seeing teacher that he wants to be.
Yes. When he says, and this was something that I've heard before, which, like, this was very resonant with me. It was like, oh, like, you can, like, make a joke of everything, right? And, like, you can, crack jokes while you're on the road, but you'll die with a smile on your face, or you'll die laughing, or something like that. And she goes, well, that really is the best way to go if you're going to go, isn't it? And like, I was like, all right, hell yeah, I feel you.
To be fair, fair to Scott that I've definitely said that to you because you just fucking one time crossed the road without looking. Like, you just walked right into the fucking street. And I was like, Ricky.
To be fair, I think that is
no
beyond acceptable where I live and where we were at the time. Yeah, I absolutely 100% do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of dead people had the right of way, Ricky, is what I'll say.
I don't think I had the right of way in that situation, is what I'll say.
You're just an idiot? Yeah, sure. But so, is there anything else about the Scott character that we want to say or talk about while we're kind of on the subject?
What was the triangle thing again? I want to say it a few more times.
And Raha. Ricky's doing the three mirrors.
Yeah, I've got the triangles up when I'm saying it. Yeah.
Which it is really funny that she's like, "Oh, is that like Lucifer?" And he's like, "No." Lucifer's the rear or the side mirror.
Yeah. We have Beelzebub, Lucifer. I don't know. I can't think of another one. But yeah. Maleficor. No, but when she sees him and he like runs away the one time and then he's like
it's
embarrassed
really funny
about it
and
later.
Also scary.
It's like, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny the way he runs too. Like she like
he does
sees
run
him.
Really silly.
They like obviously make like eye contact, and then he's like, he's like fucking like dashing
Naruto
away.
runs away.
Yeah.
It's good. And then he's so jealous about. Well, and at first when she says something about like, oh, I live with my girlfriend or whatever, she she uses the girlfriend phrase in a straight way. And he like almost pops a fucking blood vessel, like staring at her in anger.
Yeah. Well, like
chilling.
I mean, I didn't, again, I never saw him as like a threat really right up until like the very end when he's like driving, right? Very aggressively. That's when I was like, But like before then, I was just like, oh, okay, well this guy is like, I mean, ultimately harmless, but like obviously pissed about that.
But he's not harmless.
Wow.
He grabs her by the hair at the end. Like that's very upsetting.
That's
calls her a whore. Like
at the end is when alarm bells went off, right? Sure. But like,
buddy, the alarm's sounding. The fire's on. The fire department's on the way.
But I don't know. Like, not that I didn't think he was a bad guy. Like, obviously he's the bad guy. But
sure.
I thought it was really funny because he acts the same like huffy way when he first meets her as he does when like she like introduces Tim. She's like, oh, like this is Tim. He's like, oh, like hey, how are you? And like he like and he like immediately like runs to the car and it's like, all right, bro, it's like really come funny. On, man, like are we really doing this?
Which when the moment that Tim shows up, the social worker, I was like, oh, okay. It's on. It's so on. Yeah. I knew. I was like, she's gonna get with this guy. But I was so like, I really was charmed by their whole relationship and how it wasn't the main focus of the fucking movie. Like it wasn't. The movie is not like, oh, she finally found a guy. Like it's not like that. It's not like she's like, oh, and they're gonna live forever together or anything. It's just like she found a dude who fucking matches her freak. Like they're just like very, very silly. Like the banter that they have about her eyes is so cute and stupid. Like it's just, it's very like, oh yeah, you could flirt like this and like get away with it. And like, it's fun. It's just such a funny, like nice touch.
Yeah.
His whole like arc or her arc with him.
I was going to say their banter is adorable and it really like endears them to you. I don't want to say ingratiates them to you, but like it paints them as very endearing, like very, very quickly. From the very first scene when like, I mean, she doesn't ask him directly for his number, but like she does. She's like, oh, like, you know, like it's nice to see you. Like I think you'll do really well with this case or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, kid's got a great teacher though. And she's like, oh yeah, where is he? And like she's like looking around, and he's like, I'm looking at her. And it's like, oh, they're so
and I'd
cute.
like to look at her again.
Yeah,
he says, I'd like to look at her, and I was like,
so smooth.
Oh yeah, he's fucking smooth. Yeah, hell yeah.
and like they like trade back and forth with it because like she.
It's cute.
She does like the like set him up. She hits him with like the T-balls every now and again. And like at the restaurant too, when they're like going back and forth with like she sets up a lot of the like what like they're going to be banting about, and he does really well at like just like knocking them out of the park or like evolving the situation or the banter scenario and whatnot. But it's great. It's
flirtatiousness that's never anything but PG. Like it's always just like PG flirtatiousness, which is so funny because she's not PG. Like I mean, they have sex obviously. Like they have such a cute, endearing sex scene. That is so charming. But yeah, like she swears. Obviously, they talk about grabbing each other's boobs and whatever, like at different points. So, so it's very cute that they have that chemistry, really good together.
And it's super funny, and I think it underlines how distinctly different like her relationship with Scott is, right? Because like when they first see each other, like Scott is like like obviously like on edge. Like you can feel like his like nervous system like
Yeah.
fucking like breaking down at like every second during their interaction.
Yeah.
But afterwards, like when she's talking to like her flatmate, I forget her name, but
Zoe,
Zoe, yeah. When they're like going back and forth, and she's like, oh yeah, you know, like she talks well of Scott, right? Like she acts like it's just like a funny little,
just like a funky
quirky,
guy.
Yeah.
And,
like the way she talks about him, I'm like, that is not how I would talk about this fucking guy.
Well, until he says the racist thing. Yeah. And that's when they're kind of talking about it, and they're like, you could tell she's clued her into, oh yeah, this guy is a little bit fucking crazy and unhinged and has conspiracy theories, and you know, so, which it's really, that part was upsetting. You know, I hate a person who will just like go on a tear and not let you have a word in edgewise, and not just like that, but like
right,
angry.
Something that never happens on this podcast.
I mean, I tolerate it when it comes from you at this point, because we're 100 episodes in. I have to, but no, just like it's such a like. It's one thing to just like be a blowhard who like wants to monologue about things, but then to also be angry about it and like to whip yourself into a frenzy is just, and it's like, bro, I'm just sitting here. I'm trapped with you in this car. Like, please just let me like drop you off at your house.
At the same time though, I feel
Ricky,
like,
please let me get off the podcast.
I was going to say like we've done the same thing, and especially there are certain topics, so like AI being the big one right now, where you're like, all right, we're just not doing it. Like I can't do it right now. It's not happening today. Let's just cut it, you know.
Well, and then the other thing though is that that's the difference between you and I. You'll rant in anger about AI, and I'm like, please, God, I don't want to go through this emotionally. And then I'll start being like, hey, one more thing. What are you doing tomorrow? And you'll be like, please, Lane, I have to take a shit. Please let me out of the car.
No, that was because I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'll see you later. You're like, yeah, sure, see you later. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, oh, you know, yada yada. You're like, that's cool.
I'll be still shitting.
I'm like, all right, I really gotta go, man. Like, I
dude, that used to happen all the time,
bro. Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
the prairie dog.
Gotta shit in your car.
I'm certain. On the white seats. No, but yeah, you're not as bad about it, because you also don't get like angry at me, at no one. You know, like there's like, it's the person who it's like, why are you yelling? There's no one here. Like, I agree with you. Like, especially if it's like, I agree with you, dog. Like, why are you yelling at me?
Yeah. And also,
I am not also yelling.
Yeah, with certain issues, there are things that we'll go back and forth with, and like we will get worked up, but we're both getting angry at the same thing that is not here, right?
Yeah.
It's like
well, and we're
both contributing to it. Yeah.
Yes, we're both contributing. Whereas it's not often that it's like one of us is just ranting and the other person is saying nothing. Yeah. We are both too obnoxious to shut up.
So true.
But yeah, so when he was doing that in the car about his like conspiracy theories to her, I was like, oh, I've had this situation. This is upsetting.
Like, I woke up. I had to wake up. I said, and she's like, oh, who set the alarm? And like, that's so funny. It's so fucking funny. It's like, I said it. I had to set it. I needed to wake up. And it's like, all right, buddy. Because like,
and then she's like, were you bullied as a kid? Which is such a great.
But like she's giving him a lot of ways to like de-escalate, right? And like it's like, okay, well, like haha, but like here's like a you know, a down ramp. Here's like a de-escalation path. Like, let's take one of these.
I'm giving you the chances, bro.
Yeah, and he just keeps getting like more and more worked up over it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I think the little episode, I guess, the two that we haven't really talked about are with her sister, her sisters, and then also the dance class. We haven't really touched on that either. So with her sister too, I think that's a really fun family dynamic thing where you kind of have these three very different personalities among the sisters, and then Zoe's there too, obviously. Yeah. So you get a little bit of a sense of like, oh, it's not that they're like outright rejecting this like whatever like traditional middle class aspirational lifestyle. It's just that like it's not right now. They're not like dismissive of it. They're not like, her and Zoe aren't like, oh, that's like for you're selling out, whatever. It's just like, oh yeah, we don't want the hassle of a mortgage right now.
Mhm.
Haven't found a guy. Yeah, it's fine. Like, we're fine. Like, you know, it's good.
But it's crazy how much her sister reads into what she's saying in such a
Mhm.
and like in the way they were talking about, where like somebody can get like very angry at something that's just like not there.
Yeah,
Like she's
not
getting
being- yeah.
so mad at what her
Yeah.
sister is literally not saying to her. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, dude,
Yeah.
what's happening here? You know, yeah.
Yeah.
But the difference is her sister takes the de-escalation path, right? Like,
Yeah, she
you
does
know,
like leave the room and
yeah,
yeah,
she leaves
right.
the room, and when she
Yeah.
comes back, she's like, "Oh, okay, like we'll go on a walk. We'll go like down to like Sotheby by Sea tomorrow or whatever." Sorry to any
Yeah.
English listeners, but
we have a few. Yeah.
oh fuck,
That's all right. If they're still listening after that butchery that you did on
Yeah,
the accent a little bit ago,
they're gonna start feeding
No,
me
but she
kippers. Tar and feather, maybe feeding me kippers. Oh god, it's a
I
right
feel
good
like I have
snack,
to
isn't
cut
it?
Oh my god. No, but it's kind of a fun glimpse into, obviously they've all known each other all their lives. So
Yeah.
they're used to this like type of like, okay, I'm giving you the off ramp, like I'm giving you the
Yes.
chance to like
Yeah,
chill
yeah,
out
yeah.
now. Which
And
is
her
cool.
sister's also
That's fun.
pregnant and obviously like dealing with
Yeah.
like, oh,
Like, you don't
I am
come away
pregnant
from
and
that
my
being
life
like-
is changing. Like there's a lot of
Yeah,
shit going on.
right,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And she's still like well like emotionally controlled enough to be like, yeah, okay, like
Yeah.
I get it. And then they have a good day
Right.
the next day, right?
Right. Well,
Which is-
and
yeah.
you're not left being like, oh, the sister's an asshole. Like it's
Right,
it's a very
right.
like, that's something I appreciate about the end too. To come back to like the Scott scene, nothing about the stakes of this feel like fucking monumental, right? Like there's no like the stakes of all of these conflicts are very level and domestic and like realistic in a way that feels like, okay, I can totally believe that the sister would say this. I can totally believe that that doesn't make the sister an evil witch. And I can totally believe that they make up the next day and everything's fine. I can definitely believe that Scott flew off the handle the way he did and has a little tantrum, but it's not like he pulls a gun and kidnaps her or like, you know,
No,
or anything like
yeah,
crazy over the
yeah,
top
yeah.
happens. It's very like realistic, just like hits you kind of, yeah, just in a different way because you're like, oh yeah, this could happen. I see this. I relate to this in various ways. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. It is
What'd you just look at? Ricky
No.
just looked over his shoulder suspiciously.
because
Is there a cat?
Archie made a noise, yeah. It
Who's
is
Archie?
funny to me. Archie, my boy. Not to make like not to bring it back to Scott again, but it is funny just how different like their relationship must be in his eyes versus like hers, you know. And
Yeah.
it doesn't come out until the end because like the movie, I'm not even going to say is framed through her like her
It's
lens
from
or
her
whatever.
perspective. She's
It is
in
from her
every scene,
perspective, but,
right?
like-
You know, yeah.
But at the same time, like it, I what am I trying to say here? It doesn't feel like it's like he's obviously living in his own world with that, right? And it's one that is like just not on screen at all, you know. And
Well-
it does cut to like what I think a lot of the like incel fucking conversation is nowadays, where it's like these people are just not living in reality. Like they make up like these like fanciful scenarios, right? And like where
Yeah.
they feel like they're like they have a different relationship, like whether they're closer, like whatever, to someone in their life than they are, right? By like leaps and bounds, because like they just like they don't really have like banter or anything, right? Like she is like polite to him, but it never feels like she's like, I don't know. It's nothing that like, again, like where he's talking about like, oh, she's like seducing him and whatever, and it just never
But-
feels like that ever.
No, it doesn't. Well, I agree with you, but I think that's kind of the key. I don't think he's living in a different reality. Like that piece feels true, but he also so obviously hates her. That's what feels like.
Yeah.
You know, it's different than the like, oh, you've been leading me on. What are you talking about? Like versus like, oh, I can't stand that I think you're hot and I hate you at the same time. That's
Yeah.
a real thing.
Yeah.
That that like angry sexual violence, and anytime that like a conservative woman runs their mouth, and like says something fucking stupid or like does something evil, men will come out of the woodwork to like make terrible rape jokes, and like even leftist men, I know that I'm taking this in a different direction, but so I don't necessarily think that he's living in a different reality. I just think it's a manifestation of his dual hatred. And I do think the like, oh, you're leading me on with XYZ, like, yeah, that's pretty unhinged, but I think that's more about it's not like that he thinks that their relationship is different necessarily. It's just that he doesn't know how to handle, I'm attracted to this person that I don't necessarily like, or that I think I'm smarter and better than, and I can't deal with that. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess his own world maybe isn't the right way to phrase that, but insofar as like the things that he thinks he's seeing, in her, she's just not displaying, right? Like, he's reading signs that are not there at all.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It is just, I don't know. It is super weird. But I also don't get, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo, but, like, I don't get, like, the being able to hold that dichotomy within yourself of, like, hating someone that much while also obviously, like, you love them, or not love them, but like you enjoy their presence.
You lust for them.
You lust for them. I mean, I think he really, I think he lusts for her, obviously, but I think he also does like really.
He envies her. Like
he envies. Yeah, he envies the way that she like we talked about how she is like she's very lighthearted. She's like happy-go-lucky. Like he definitely envies that, and it's to the point where like he feels the need to demean it because it calls out something like that he lacks, like within himself,
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there's an element of like control to it. Not just about this character, but in general. Like anytime it's like there's a woman doing something I don't like and she's hot, like it's just like it pisses certain men off, I guess. I think there's that, you see it both ways with men on the right about women on the left and vice versa. Like, there's like a level of like fetishization. Jesus, that word kicks my ass whenever I have to say it out loud. Fetishizing.
And just to focus on the men on the left versus men on the right thing, one of the worst things that like men on the left or like allies do, and I love seeing I'll see like Twitter posts making fun of it now, where they'll be like, oh, like they make it like it's some like they feel like they're God's gift to like men and women, but they'll be like, oh, like I'd still fuck them, like something like that, where they're like, oh, like I think they're just like ridiculously hot, like talking about like Greta Thunberg or something, like they'd be like, oh, and like she's such a bombshell or something, when she's like talking about like how she was like just sexually abused, and it's like, dude, like read the fucking room. You got that out so goddamn quick, bro. But yeah, it really is that, where it's like what is going through your mind that's like supportive in your head,
priority,
like, right?
Well, and even
it's like
even
you're centering
if you think
like your idea of like, oh, like sexual attraction.
This is what's important
like,
to say.
Like but it's like a woman's sexual appeal is like the highest order. So like I must like profess to that in order to make sure, and in order to show that like I'm on their side. It's like, well, buddy, like I don't think you know this, but that kind of makes you a dickhead. But
it's like a weird. Yeah, that is a good point. Like it's a weird way of trying to like legitimize the value of like, and also she's hot. Like,
right. It's like that doesn't matter. Who gives a shit, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
What if she wasn't?
Right. It's like, would you show the same support there? Maybe not. Probably not. I don't see it out there.
Yeah. It's goofy. But yeah. Anyway, so I think that's a fun not fun. It's a clever kind of like display of all of those dynamics between the two of them that I don't, he is like fucking unhinged. Scott is, of course, like he's got these conspiracy theories. Like he says something about the Washington Monument. He's talking about the American Dream.
When he was like, I love that. I wanted to mention
555 above ground.
Yes,
111 below ground.
666 Washington Monument. The American Dream is dead, but the American Nightmare is real and alive.
Like, bro, you live in London.
You live in London! When you were talking about, like, the 2008 financial crisis and, like, the Obama administration, and a lot of things which are very, like, American contextual, although I know that affects the rest of the world, but, like...
But still, no, you're not.
I mean, like, as Americans, we tend to view things through a very American lens, but to see other people, like, people in other parts of the world, like... talk through an American lens is just so crazy, man. It feels really weird, But I wonder if it has the same feeling as seeing people in America talk about like problems that like other like English countries have, and they speak on them so definitively when it's like, bro, you don't live there, like you don't know what the fuck is going on over there. Honestly, like
true,
like you can like read the headlines, you can like see what's going on, but like you're not on the streets, like you are not getting like a real view of what it's like for the average person to live there, and like people just kind of lose that, it's like I don't know.
You're not wrong. I'm sure we sound like that sometimes.
All the fucking time. We talk about shit that we have no idea about 24/7, bro.
That's true. Like our job. It's actually for the best that we do that.
Yeah. Wow. Gotta keep it interesting, right?
The only other like kind of whatever episode of this I think that we haven't talked about is the dance scenes, which are at first when I was watching them I was like, this kind of doesn't fit. Like it feels a little purposeless or a little bit, but I think it's a good show of it. I think it's a great way of showing her potential obnoxiousness, like in some of these situations. Like it's also a great display of like physical performance for Sally Hawkins, the actress who plays Poppy. Like the little run she does it several times throughout the movie, but like she does this like, oop, I'm just gonna sneak past you kind of run that's so fucking funny. Like she like bunny hops, which when you're doing it across an entire ballroom is drawing so much attention to yourself, and it's like it's very like disruptive. It's very funny, but then you like do get to see
obnoxious theater behavior, and I feel like that's something that like,
it is.
Like if that scene was them in a movie theater and her like on her phone or something,
I would kill her. I would pull out the gun.
I would take Chekhov's gun from out of the movie to use it on her. And like talking about how it points to like how some of her actions could be like pretty obnoxious to people like within that context. It's like like that's something that if it was included, you would 100% be like, nope, she's fucking obnoxious. Like I get where she comes from sometimes, but like the movie theater scene was way too fucking far,
But then she. I think because you revisit that dance class a couple times and you see that she has gotten decent at the dancing, you're like, oh, so she's not just like being an asshole. She is trying to take it seriously after that kind of initial, like she still stands out. She's still like doing her thing, but she is like, she can competently follow the instructions.
She's
like,
earnest.
It's a good,
And she's just going to earnestly attempt it, but also like, she's not going to stop being herself, right? Like,
right. Well, and that's the MySpace like stomping exercise that the teacher does. Where they chant like MySpace. That's a great encapsulation of her whole idea. Is like I'm taking up my space. Poppy is she's gonna do her thing. That doesn't mean she's gonna be an asshole in every situation and selfish, but she's also going to protect herself. She's gonna extend what she can to others, but not not at her own sacrifice. It's a good little scene. I ended up liking it more in retrospect.
And I feel like the last scene where she's talking to Zoe and like Zoe says like, hey,
on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't make
She's like,
everyone
can't make
happy.
everyone happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
I really do feel like is like the byline of the film in many ways, where it's like,
yeah, and she's like, well, why not
true.
try? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But because it's just her personality, you know, and I think it's also like it shows that other people are like kind of like right for not adjusting themselves to her, right? Like their discomfort or their like showing like wanting her to be more serious is all also like very legitimate, right? Like it's like she's not some like untouchable like because she's so happy-go-lucky. It's not like
she's not a manic pixie dream girl.
Right. Like other people's reactions who are also like very, you know, real, legitimate, and like normal, right? And it's like, well, like but you have to kind of expect that, in the same way that like she is not going to change herself to like make them happy. They also, you know, don't really have to change how they're acting to make her happy, right? You know,
yeah.
As long as they can get past it, and the scenes with her sister really, I think, kind of you know prove that to, or at least you know drive that point home to me, where it's like, yeah, you know, like they can still enjoy each other's company and they can still have a good time together, because it's not.
Well, that's the
you know
yeah.
It's
her personality is not the thing that like upsets her sister. It's
right.
her choices, right?
Yeah,
and like of course there's more to the situation there, but like, you know, her friends don't treat her like, oh, we just got to deal with Poppy, or like, you know, most of the people she interacts with, except for, you know, Scott and the guy in the very beginning, and then a little bit in the dance scenes, like are not treating her really at like she's really all that obnoxious, you know. She's not. She doesn't come across that way. So like in context, it seems like, oh yeah, people get along with her. They understand that this is who she is. Like you're saying, you know, they don't have to adjust. She doesn't have to adjust. It's fine. It's less about that she's trying to make everyone happy, and more that she's trying to like not go out of her way to make anyone unhappy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like she's trying to be as charitable, or like giving the BOTD in every situation she can, you know. That's benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Those who are looking off into the distance at home, like Ricky.
I was thinking Breath of the Dialed, and I'm like, that's not it.
Yeah. I think too, just like this being set in Britain, where things are rainy and gloomy and sad, which of course all of the Mike Leigh movies I think are set in, you know, the United Kingdom, but like this is just like, it's kind of like a fun placement of this type of character. You know?
Yeah.
She wouldn't play that crazy in Portland, you know, or
no. Yeah, she'd be the average Portlander,
the normal. Yeah.
She'd be even subdued there in some ways, you know. It'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, lighten up."
Yeah. Jeez, you want to die with a neutral expression on your face like that? Come on, right? Lighten up a bit. Why so
is there anything
serious?
else we want to say about Happy Go Lucky?
I don't think so.
Great movie. I loved it. I mean, I gave this 5 stars. I loved this movie. It looks great. We didn't really talk about some of the more technical aspects of it, but a lot of like just nice, understated, you know, shots of the street. The scene where she's walking away from Scott, and she's kind of like resolute, but not sad. Just like a really kind of like, okay, I'm just adjusting. I'm picking myself up a little bit. It's nice.
Yeah.
So lots of good stuff like that.
We also didn't talk about the soundtrack, but the flutes
true.
and stuff. Oh, I would love to have that soundtrack for my life. It's great, you know.
Very cute. Yeah. Okay. Great movie. Next week is shit. Do we know what Priya's? Is it Priya's picks? Did we ever determine? I feel bad. I've forgotten. Priya's somethings. Anyway, next week we're
Priya, I don't.
It might be Priya's picks. But picks like PICS instead of PICKS.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because I always put it as picks, like Rick's picks is CK, like he's picking, like Rick picked it. So this is a Priya's pick, but it's a picture. Priya's pictures. Anyway, next week we want to watch Monsoon Wedding. We kind of started the episode off
pulled up because I was looking for it to try to get it for the end here, but okay,
scrolling through Discord.
Yeah.
From 2001, directed by Mira Nair. So we talked about at the beginning of this episode, Zohran Mamdani got elected just a week ago.
Shout out Mamdani.
And shout out Mamdani. But
Mamdani.
Yes. We had talked about doing Mississippi Masala like months ago when he won the primary, in March or whatever.
Yeah.
And
we probably still will do that one on the pod eventually. So Mamdani, now that you're listening, go ahead and...
We know you're a watcher.
Yeah, buckle up. Get ready for that one.
How does New York feel about Philly?
I don't think they care about Philadelphia at all. I think Philadelphia looks up to New York. Yes, yeah, I think it's one of those situations. Yeah, yeah. I feel bad for you. I don't think about you at all.
I don't think about.
But although I've learned apparently from that scene,
he's lying.
It's the exact opposite. Yeah, he cares a lot.
Yeah.
But
I do think it's Chad meme that you think. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which you can. There's a point to be made about how. People who use that scene and use it as cope are really True. Anyway. But yeah, I do think it's that, but for real. Yeah.
But so Priya let us know that he's watching Monsoon Wedding today, actually. So we were like, and also Priya was like, can I come on the podcast and talk about this movie? And so we were like, sure, let's do that instead of Mississippi Masala, which was going to be our next Rick's pick. So sorry, Rick, you don't get a pick here. But this is the last movie of the year before our gold watches too.
Wow.
So we're going out with a bang. We've got a guest. We'll talk about this movie. Also, the correlation is that the director is the mother of Zohran Mamdani. Just in case that wasn't clear, I never threaded that needle. I think it'll be fun to talk about this. I think it's a later movie of hers. So. It's a full decade, I want to say, after the movie she did with Denzel. So pretty interesting.
Jeez, yeah.
But so I'm excited. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, hell yeah. Looking forward to it.
Cool. Okay. What do we end with? Should I end with some Mario Galaxy music?
No, end with the auto-tuned Mamdani, where he's like, learn how to spell it. Mamdani. Have you seen that?
No.
No,
I'm going to end with Mario Galaxy music.
That's fine. Okay.